Yeah, I got my own announcer. It's cool. All right, let's get Saturday started. What a day we've got. Singing with the band and just getting my energy back. The part was the fact that I had too much to drink last night and didn't sleep, but the point is, I am tired and out of practice. Out of practice of doing people. But I'm going to keep working on it. I'm going to become a better drinker. I think that's the lesson here. I need to learn how to drink. But guys, the important thing here is this is Saturday, and this is a special Saturday like we've never done. Because Jensen Ackles is here on Saturday. And of course, Mr. Saturday is here, Misha Collis. It's Mr. Saturday. But joining the both of them later this afternoon, Jared Padalecki's going to sweep in. On Saturday. I mean, I didn't get enough sleep last night to handle that. Nevertheless, here we are. So that shit's happening. Alexander Calvert's, I hear, is going to be here for like 15 minutes today. Yeah. Mike, it's freaking crazy. 15 minutes. I don't know if you noticed, I just dropped an F-bomb and then held it back with the second F-bomb. It's a one F-bomb morning. You got your F-bomb already. And then Adam Burgess is still here. Mark Pellegrino's gonna come. Yeah, it's a freaking party. You see, I didn't do it again. I only got one F-bomb. It's such a party, Denver, and you've got Loudon Swain. On the bass. You know, because of COVID, we couldn't get the one chip we needed to upgrade Mike to version 3.0. So we're working with an older version of Robot Mike, but he's doing pretty good. He's doing pretty good. We're just waiting for that chip to come in. On the bass, Robot Mike Mora. Oh yeah, lazy. That's what I like. Lazy little hungover solo from Mike. It's your fault, by the way.
No, your fault.
He's naughty.
No.
He's a naughty robot.
No, you told me to stay last night.
That's so not true.
No, it's true.
You physically kept me from going home.
No, that's true.
And on the drums,
We went to bed early last night.
we went to bed early last night so he could get up and yell at reception this morning. It's Stephen Norton. Oh, so angry. So angry his package didn't arrive. It's a different story for a different day. But on the lead guitar, somehow he stays out just as late as the rest of us. He drinks just as much. You can't tell. Is he hungover? Is he happy? Is he sad? We don't know. But what we do know is that he's one hell of a guitar player, Mr. Billy Moran. I'm Rob Benedict. Thanks for joining us. Let's bring it home, boys. And we don't need all the ladies crying 'cause the story's sad. Rocky Mountain Way, better than we ever had. Let's go, Denver! Thank you.
Yeah, you gotta watch that guy.
Fine, it's fine. All right, let's get these panels started. Our first guest. Let's see if he's ready. Just gonna go back and just see if he's ready. 1 second, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, you know him best as the guy who played God on TV. Mr. Rob Benedict. Thanks. Give it up for the band. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Boy, I feel honored at 2 sort of fake introductions already. Thanks. So are you. Thanks, Mike. Thank you. See, he's a robot. Yeah, so here's the story. My friends abandoned me. Really looking forward not only to seeing them, but doing pictures together, having a panel together, doing a meet and greet. R2M, they called us. Rich, Rob, and Matt. And Rich, we knew, couldn't make it. So then it was like, RM, hey, this will be cool. Or mr. And then last night, Matt Cohen pulled the plug. So, guys, here's what you're stuck with. If you bought a ticket to the R2M pictures or whatever, I'm sure you get your money back. Or you could just fucking come party with me. Yeah, so they're gone. They're not coming. I was holding out hope this morning. I thought maybe it was a big joke, but nope. Matt is not coming. What we're also doing is tomorrow, I had another solo panel, and so that you don't get sick of me, I'm going to have the band with me on stage answering band questions if you have questions. Yeah, so that burning question for Mike or Billy or Steve, tomorrow's going to be your day. But hey, here we are. So you have questions. I'm here. Let's do this. Where do we start first? Over here.
Hey, Rob.
Hi.
So I know that you love The Bachelor.
I do.
And your ending on Supernatural was kind of like you lost the 2-on-1 to Sam and Dean.
True.
Full on with the drone shot.
Yes.
But I was wondering if you or any of your bands got called to do the slow dance date on The Bachelor, what song would you sing?
Oh, that's a great question. Okay, Christine's talking about, I do this, okay, so there's a show called The Bachelor. You've heard of it probably, and then The Bachelorette, and then there's Bachelor in Paradise. I, strangely, am addicted to those shows, and it's weird, because I don't like the shows. I don't really enjoy it anymore, but I have to watch, and it's weird. It's kind of a voyeuristic thing, maybe, because they're all so dumb, and the show's dumb, but I just can't not watch. And then I do this podcast with a couple comedians that I guest star, basically, on their podcast, and we talk about it and laugh at it. I mean, part of liking that show is kind of hate watching it. Anyway, so I hate watching it, and I love it. I love it so much. So she's asking, so on the show, first of all, there's this thing, sometimes we have a 2-on-1 date with the two of the bachelors or bachelorettes will go with the person, the bachelor or the bachelorette, depending on what it is. And so the two runners up, they'll go, and during the date, they're like off on some island or something. They'll choose only one to come back. Only one gets to make, and the other one like gets left alone on the island. There've been really sad drone shots of the one lone person like, ha. And she's saying that at the end of Supernatural, I lost the date and got left alone right there. It wasn't fun for me. That was sad for me. Anyway, so and also they have these slow dance dates where a random band you've never heard of will be there, and then they always have to say like, "Oh my God, it's Johnny and the Rockets! I love them!" And like no one's ever heard of this band before, but they're playing a song that they might slow dance to. So what would we play? All of our slow songs are kind of depressing. Maybe I just sing solo Fare Thee Well. I don't know how romantic that is, but I like it. Because I was thinking She Waits, but She Waits is a horribly tragic song. Maybe Amazing. Again, it's not really slow. Acoustic version of Amazing? Yeah, okay. Acoustic, Amazing. Oh my God, it's Loud and Swing. I love them. Yes.
Hi. So I was wondering for the Kings of Con podcast, like, do you regret making the jingles because now you have to make so many, or do they take forever?
Yeah, no, it's a poor choice on my part. Richard Spade and I do a podcast called Kings of Con, the podcast, and you should listen if you haven't heard of it. It's out there, and we've got like 41 episodes out there, and we've had guests on like Jensen and the band, and Misha have all guested on it, so check it out. And in the show, Rich will say something, and he's like, you should write a song about that. And then I'll have to go back later and write a little jingle, like just like a 30-second little thing. But it does take a lot of time. There's a lot of instrumentation that goes into it, and it's tough. And so every time he says to write a song, I've got to go back and do it. So I had talks with him off air, like, hey man, this is my week. Like, let's pare it back. It'll be 2 songs. But yeah, no, it actually brings me joy. It's a matter of finding the time to do it, but it really does bring me joy. It's really fun to do, and yeah, I've even thought like, maybe I should be a jingle writer. What happened to Rob Benedict? He just writes jingles now. Have you seen that new Wonder Bread commercial? Yeah, that's him. Anyway, so I do have regrets. And also, you don't give Richard Spade anything he can use against you. You know what I mean? If you say, man, this kind of takes a lot of time. I'm gonna get 6 more jingles that episode, because that's the way he is. He likes to see me suffer, and that's our relationship, but it's fun. I do like writing what I want to do is like put out like a little album of all the songs. That would be fun, or just not even an album, but just like release them to the people. I thought about doing. I don't really know how, but I'm gonna figure it out. Maybe on like SoundCloud or something. I'll just like put them out so people can just go and listen. I don't want you to have to pay for it or anything, but at least you'd be able to go hear it. I mean, for our Patreon people, we've got basically like a fan club for the Kings of Con. We can release it there. So thanks for the question. It gave me a great idea. I loved it.
Hi, Rob.
Hi.
So I recently finished watching another show in which you feature in the finale,
Oh,
known as Lucifer.
Lucifer, yeah.
And I'm having trouble connecting with your characters
Okay.
because they're bad guys,
Yeah.
and you're just such a sweet little cutie patootie.
I try.
So how do you get into character for these nasty dudes?
Yeah, it's a good question. So right after Supernatural ended, I went and I killed another show. And I made sure Lucifer never came back. It's not good on a resume, but I don't know. I mean, the fact is, and like this if you listen to the Loud and Swain songs, which are basically my diary, that I still have a lot of anger, not towards, it's just in there from my upbringing, and that's what I access. I mean, there are things, there are things in my life that can, and the fun part about playing a bad guy is that you get permission to access that part of you. I mean, no matter how good of a person you try to be, or you are, and I certainly am all about love, and but we all have demons, and so and I have got mine, and so I try to go there, and it's just kind of fun to go, just give yourself permission, like, hey, you can be in a really bad mood and be mean to all these people, and you know what I mean, because it's in the script. It's like that. I mean, depending on how serious it is, there were elements of Lucifer where I really had to go there and really be kind of crazy. And Supernatural was fun too, and really fun to be that bad guy. I mean, I didn't particularly as a viewer of the show, I didn't love it. I agree with the people that are like, I like Chuck better when he was nice and cuddly, but it was fun to play, and it was really fun to beat the boys up. That was super fun. I guess I just access that part of me that there are issues in there, and I just go get those issues. I guess that's what we're kind of trained to do as actors. You're to access those things. They call it like sense memory. You just get in there and you grab onto that feeling, and you're like, ugh. Thanks for your question. Yeah, it's weird, and a lot of times I play like douchebags too. Like there's a show called On the Verge that's on Netflix right now, and I'm in that in one episode, and kind of a douche, and I don't know. To me, when I play just straight up douchebags, I think there are people that have not treated me well in my life, and I play that person. You know what I mean? In a way, I'm mocking that person. That's how I justify that.
Hey, Rob.
Hi. Oh, hi, Vicky.
Hi. Any updates on your solo album and Loud and Swain?
Yes, thanks for that question. So there's lots of new music that's been recorded, and Loud and Swain has recorded about 16 songs. You've heard some of them. We've released as singles, and right now we're sort of in negotiations with each other of how we want to put them out, but I think we're going to put out a couple more singles as the band, and then eventually we'll have like a full album. Maybe January will come out, and then later, maybe in 2022, we'll release another album. So we've got enough for sort of two records worth. So that's what we're, I think, kind of planning to do. Don't take my word for it, but I just said it, and now it's being recorded or whatever. But don't hold me to that. But that's what we're kind of planning. And then I personally have a solo record that I went and recorded in January in Nashville. And that was it was so fun, it was so great. I'd never done that before, that's done. And I think I'm going to put out my first single, actually on October 22nd, so in a few weeks. I'll put out the first single. The song's called Elevator, and I'll have that out there on the music listening services, and then the album will be soon to follow, maybe before the end of the year. So A lot of new music coming your way.
Thank you.
Thanks. Hi.
Hi, Rob. Thank you so much for hosting.
You're welcome.
My question is, how do you think Chuck would have handled his newfound humanity, and would he have kept writing?
That's a great question, and I have thought about it. It's not happy. He's not living a happy life. I feel like he's just in solitude out there. At one point I thought maybe he like worked at a gas station or something. I just sort of had him like on like old Route 66, sort of can you fill her up, mister? Yeah, all right. You know, and just Chuck just filling up gas tanks. I don't know why that's how and so yeah, but he's still a writer, right? So I think there's a reality where he just is like, he's very lonely and in solitude, and probably more back to his original Chuck self of when we first met him, which would be, you know, drinking alone in a corner and like not seeing the light of day. A little more like that. Maybe he's writing with just like pencil to paper or something, because he can't afford a typewriter. Maybe. And then there's another world where, and this is sort of a fan idea that I kind of like, that maybe he's still writing the whole thing. Maybe he's still in charge. Maybe he's still in charge. I mean, I like what if the end was like, then a book closed and it was God going, see, I hope you enjoyed it. I was writing the whole time, even when I lost the God thing, I was still God. That's just me. Don't be like, and Rob thinks that, turns out, that was just me, Rob, talking, because I don't like the fact that Chuck is so alone. Because I like Chuck. I was Chuck. And so I feel sorry for myself. I know I was a bad guy. Okay, I was a bad boy. I did some bad things. And what I did to Becky is unforgivable. And Sam and Dean, I did horrible things to Sam and Dean, who I loved. But I want back in the game. Just let me hang out with them or something. I'm so lonely. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Bob says he's sorry. So, anyway, yeah, it's not. But anyway, I mean, whatever. He's alive. He's alive. Thanks for your question. Hi.
Since you've traveled all over the world, what's your place that you've had your favorite meal?
Rome. Yeah, I mean, I haven't been everywhere. I actually haven't. I've been fortunate to be able to go to places where there are conventions. But, you know, I never left Missouri before I was 16. So, and I went to Chicago for the first time, and it was like, the big city. So yeah, I was like, I really haven't been, you know, there are a lot of places I've never been to Japan. I've never been to Asia at all. I'd love to, you know, I've never been to Africa. So a lot of places I still need to go. However, of the places I've been, Rome, it feels like the food in Rome is so good, even the like, just random sandwich shop you go in, you're like, oh my God, this sandwich is the best thing I've ever had. We've had some meals there. There's one place we all like to go on like Saturday night. We go and have this really good meal. And it's amazing. I mean, the fish is like, it's literally caught and then like fish. And you're like, oh my God, this is how fish is supposed to taste. So yeah, Rome's pretty awesome.
Well, also there's a place here that's called Machete. There's a restaurant here that's Machete Tacos and Tequila.
Okay.
So she has her own restaurant.
I'm listening.
Yeah, right down the street, Machete Tacos and Tequila. So
Okay.
you have to let Machete know there's a restaurant named after her.
Oh, great, I will. That's awesome. All right, well, I'm going. You had me at tequila.
Hi, you're awesome.
Oh, thanks.
Okay. How did you become such a snappy dresser?
Magic.
Nice.
No, I don't, I don't, really, you're asking about my clothing?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
I wanted to have something a little more personal.
Yeah, that's good.
Probably terrible, but appropriate.
That's good, because of the snap thing. I like it. I was a horrible dresser for a lot of years. Again, I never left Missouri, and I had a mullet in high school. Like I wasn't the coolest, but thank you, mullets. And I don't know, something happened when I got older, and I was like, oh, if I put some effort into this, I could. I always like to like match things. If you see pictures of me younger, I'll have like blue shorts and a blue T-shirt with blue shoes. Like if I match things, then I was cool. I was the manager of the basketball team. I didn't make the basketball team, so I became the manager. And literally have a picture of me, like their basketball team. They each get like photos where like holding the basketball, and then there's a picture of me as the manager, like with like a notepad and a suit. I lettered, and they gave me a pin of a basketball and then MGR, manager. I don't know why I had to tell you that, but it was just funny. I was a bit dorky, and so then as an adult, I like put a little more effort in my dress, and I don't know, I sometimes I miss the mark, but sometimes, and for you people, I always try to look good. For you guys. But yeah, if only I had the ability to do this in real life, I could get a lot done. I could make Rich go away. I could sew his mouth shut, like on the show. No, I'm kidding, I would never. It's me, guys, it's me. Yeah, who said that? It's me, I wouldn't. Oh man, I gotta build your trust back. I worried about this. As soon as I got the script and I was a bad guy in the script, I was like, oh, they're gonna hate me. We had this great relationship, me and you. And then I went really bad. They really pushed it. Anyway, remember, I'm a person. I'm Rob. I'll work on this. Thank you.
Okay, just want to say, even though your character is an evil character, I honestly love you.
Oh, thank you.
And then my question for you is, last night my friends and I, we were having a discussion on whether hot foods go on salads or not. What's your opinion?
So like you got a salad, and like you want to put like a piece of meat on it or not?
Meat or marinara, like meat or tomato sauce or mushroom gravy, that type of stuff?
On a salad?
On a salad?
Okay, yeah. Definitely no to the sauce. You can't.
My friend Shannon is the one who asked that. Shannon, stand up.
Wow, Shannon, she's really calling you out. Shannon, thank you for your originality, and I respect your choice. And for me personally, that wouldn't work. Sauce is not supposed to go on leaves. It goes on pasta, not so much on leaves. But I'm okay with just meat on salad. I love that. Got a little protein in there, and you rock and roll. Me, I love shrimp. I do. I'm a big shrimp guy. Yeah, I love the shrimp. So I love just throw a shrimp on a Caesar salad, and I'm happy. In fact, maybe I'll try to have that today. Yeah, I really like shrimp because growing up, when we'd go to Red Lobster, and that would be a nice night out. That would be like it didn't get fancier than Red Lobster. So in Columbia, Missouri, I'm having shrimp and going, this is how the other half lives. And even to this day, I'm like, oh, they got shrimp on the menu. I know what I'm having. And someone was like, you know they're like bottom-feeding little worms. And that threw me off for a little bit. But I have a short-term memory problem, so I forgot. And now I'm fine with shrimp again. I loves me some shrimp. So yeah, let's go shrimp. You get soggy leaves with the sauce. You like it? Gosh. Okay. Maybe I mean, if I'm out with you, I'll have it. I'll try it. Okay? I'll do that. Okay.
Way to win back.
Thank you. I'm learning a lot. Thank you.
Hello.
Hi.
So I actually want to know, so I know you have a mixed feeling about playing a bad guy, like it's interesting in acting, but maybe we all hate you, which we don't hate you. But how do you feel about like God himself kind of being an asshole?
Yeah, it's interesting, right? But you know, Old Testament. You know what I mean? It's pretty, it wasn't like a cozy God. You know, so I mean, I always justified it with that. It was Chuck became very Old Testament-y. You know, this is a God who was, you know, a big flood that flooded everybody, except 2 of every animal, and this dude Noah, and everybody else flooded out. Like this is, he took people's firstborn son and stuff. But this is what it's written in the scripture, isn't it? I mean, that I think I'm not like a big religious guy, but that's
You are correct.
right. So yeah, so it's interesting. Yeah, I just think to me it was just a vengeful God who, just like a really, really strict father who had no problem making his kids just go away, who treated everything like a chess game. What is that noise? There's some mic that's on. I mean, I'm okay with it, but it sounds like someone's blowing in my ear. It's so weird. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's like...
Yeah.
I keep thinking it's like an actor that's gonna bombard. What's that? It's the demons. As soon as they start talking about God. Oh. I've never done this, but I'm so sorry. I don't... In all reality, this is just a fun game, right? I'm just an actor. I didn't even think about that. It's like if I go to heaven, God's like, no. No. I didn't like it. I saw it, I didn't like it. I'm like the guy who does an imitation of like a politician. Nope, not a fan. Go to the other place. Oh, now I'm scared. Hi.
Is this on? Oh, there it goes. Okay. I'm sure you've heard the phrase, Jesus, take the wheel. How do you feel about rebranding it as Chuck, take the wheel?
I like that a lot. I think it's got legs.
Good, because I already have it as my license plate cover.
No, you don't. Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I haven't heard that. That's really good. I like it. Chuck, take the wheel. That's great. Even after everything. I hope you don't have like lots of dings and scratches in your car. That'd be a problem. That's really good. Yeah, I like it when people say like they substitute Chuck for God in other ways. Like holy Chuck or oh my Chuck. I like to say oh my me. Oh my me. But yeah, that's good. Chuck, take the wheel. Yeah, I like that. And then you asked the question really well, and that I know you were reading it. It was perfect. It was great. Yeah, no, I like it. I concur and approve.
So on Supernatural, you were God, but when you came over to Lucifer, you were just the human in a supernatural world.
Right.
So how did you feel about all of a sudden being the bottom of the totem pole?
Right, yeah, it was weird to go into this other universe where someone else was God. You've met God on Lucifer too, it wasn't me. Yeah, I mean, it was great. It's always fun to play like different roles. Definitely a complete different direction, a French assassin, a French mercenary. But yeah, it's fun to be God. I have to admit that. It's really fun to be God. So you can't ever, once you set that mark, you really can't get better than that. But it was fun to do something else. What I really liked about Lucifer was that, I don't know if you've seen it yet, or I won't give too many spoilers, I'll try not to, but I played this French dude who has a really thick French accent, and then at one point, like another dude sort of ghost style takes over my body, and I get to be like, an American, and that was fun to sort of do both of those things, and to have the freedom to do that. That was what was really fun about that. To me, that was great. It's one of the most fun things I've done. That episode where I get to play both of those people. It's always fun to be like possessed by somebody.
It was absolutely awesome. I loved it when you showed up in the show. So
awesome!
It was amazing.
Thank you. Thanks. That was really fun to do. It was really fun to do. Other than killing 2 shows, I really felt great about it. But it was wild because on Lucifer, again, I'm trying not to give spoilers, but I do really bad damage to one of the characters on the show that everyone loves. Like the worst kind of damage you could do to somebody. Like they stop existing kind of damage. And so, and the producers of that show were like, man, Lucifer fans are gonna hate you. And I'm like, great. So I need another fandom mad at me. And I'm the kind of guy that's, like, the question I ask more than often is, are you mad at me? Like, I used to have a problem. I would say that, like, I remember having a teacher in high school be like, no one's mad at you. Stop asking that question. So now as an adult, I've got hordes of people who are like, that fucking guy. Yeah, but anyway, no, but it was super fun. I'm friends with some of those people too, and it was really fun. Fun to work with Tom, and yeah, fun to do that show. Thanks. Hey, what's up?
Hello. I was wondering, do you have a favorite video game?
Yes, so I think Red Dead Redemption 2 is one of the best games ever. And I was really addicted to that for a while. And then I also really like sports games because I, as said, manager of the basketball team, wasn't a strong athlete. And so I really like fantasizing that I'm really good at sports. So I've been playing, I'm a baseball fan, so I've been playing MLB, the show. And it's awesome. I played that game to the ground over lockdown. You can create a character, and you start off in the minor leagues, and then you slowly get better, with better attributes, and then you make the majors. And it wasn't happening very quickly for me, because I'm also not a great video game player. I just really like it. I like losing myself in the game, you know. Like in Red Dead Redemption, I got shot all the time. But anyway, so I wasn't great, so I had to set it on easiest settings, because I wanted to make it to the majors. This is the whole point. You don't want to play baseball and not be bad at it. The whole point is you want to be good. So I made it really easy for myself. But then I got better, and now I play. Now I made it through that. I retired. Thank you. Yeah, and MVP, made the All-Star team like 6 seasons in a row or whatever. Anyway, and then now I play other people online, which is really funny because you don't know. I don't do the I don't want to hear voices of who I'm talking to, but who I'm playing with. But you never know who you're playing. But people's teams are usually where they're from, and some I play, I'll play, Puerto Rico, or you know what I mean, someone from all over the world, and you're playing a game with them, so that's kind of fun. So I do that now. Yeah, but I imagine most of the time it's like some teenage kid. I'll be right there, Mom. I'm beating some old guy. Anyway, yeah, and I still play the PlayStation 4 because I'm old school. Yeah, my son really likes the two of us, the best of the Last of Us. The Last of Us. He loves Last of Us. He's played that several times, like a movie. It is like a movie. I just like to watch him play because again, I'm not. I realized playing video games, I'd be really bad at war. Because I'm like, more often than that, I kill myself. Anyway, yeah, thanks for the question. But what's your favorite?
I really like Skyrim.
Oh yeah, I've heard that's great.
Sometimes I'm just shooting bow. Okay, time to run.
Yeah, now I'm good at running too. When you have to switch weapons, that's tough too. Like, it's like a wrench. No! A flower. Stop it! Thanks for your question.
Hello.
Hi.
So if you could be someone else on Supernatural, who would you be and why?
If I could be someone else?
Yeah.
I've been asked this question before. My go-to is usually Misha, because Castiel is a great character. And also I really like Misha. And then, some days, my answer is Dean. And some days it's Sam, because I just want to be tall and good looking. Some days I want to be Sam strictly for the height. I just want to know what it's like to go through life one day as a tall person. What is that world like? It can't be the same. Because when I walk into a pharmacy or something, people are like, hey, what's up? What do you need? If I'm Jared and I walk in, they're like, "Can I help you, sir?" It's gotta be a different thing. If you look down at people. Anyway, I like to do that sometimes. And then I used to answer the question too, like it would be fun to be Lucifer, to be Pellegrino's character, but then I got to play a bad guy and I got that out of my system. Just because they do get all the best lines, it's true. Anyway, but today I think I'll go with Castiel. I always thought that God had a real soft spot for Castiel. I think he did. And then at the end of the last season, I kind of like, I'm a real dick to him too. I burned all my bridges. And it certainly wasn't good to my grandson, Alex. But hey, he won, right? He gets to be God now, so that's cool. I'm kind of like a washed up star, you know what I mean? Like, was famous back in the 50s. And to a new generation. I really effed it up. Hi.
Is it? Okay. First of all, I just want to say you're like my favorite ever of anything ever.
Wow.
Just awesome.
Thank you so much. That's amazing. Thank you.
But speaking of Lucifer, no spoilers, but I was watching it with my husband, and while he was literally crying over what you did, I was sitting there going, "Oh my God, it's Rob! Oh my God, it's Rob! Oh my God, it's Rob!" And the thing is, I've only gotten him up to season 6 in Supernatural. So I'm like, "Oh yeah, he plays Chuck in Supernatural," and he's like, "The writer dude, so." But
what's his significance?
So he hasn't caught on to it yet.
He doesn't know.
Any minute now.
Yeah. Well, he got like 4 seasons.
My question is that when you started out, you were just the like weird writer dude.
Right.
Did you? At what point did they tell you that you were going to be God? And what was your first reaction?
Yeah. So I remember distinctly. It was the end of season 5, the very last episode called Swan Song. Yeah, it's a great episode. And I sort of narrate it, and then at the end I go poof, and I read the script, and I remember literally turning the page and I was gone, and I was like, what? How? Where did I? Why? Why is this? And Eric Kripke, who created the show, and that was his last season and his last episode, and he wrote that, and he called me. He was like, so here's the thing, you're God. That's what that means. And I was like, holy moly, wow. Wow, I mean, what an honor. And he was like, yeah, but I don't want you to think you're coming back, because I don't think we can make that happen. And I was like, okay, cool, let me sit down. This is suddenly the worst news I've ever heard. And he explained that, if you have God on a show, then there are no issues. Like God, because at that point he's kind of a benevolent God, and I could come in and just be like, fixed. And he was like, I just don't want it to be like that, so I don't know. Plus, he was leaving the show. So I think in a way, Chuck was Eric Kripke. I mean, I've always said that. Chuck, the writer who became God, was the creator of the show, the almighty creator of the show, of the existence of the show, which was his way of. And so when I left, when poof, that was him taking himself. He was his love letter to the show. That's that episode. And then he left. So then cut to like 5 seasons later, Robbie Thompson wrote the 200th episode with the girls doing the show fan fiction, that episode, and they secretly got me to set. It was like this whole big thing, and there were like fans outside because we just had a convention there, and they had like put a blanket over me in a car, so like yeah, they really didn't mind. It was really exciting. I was like the Beatles for like a split second, and they had these where they give the snacks. It's called craft service, and they had this big like black thing covering it, so you couldn't see. So I went in and like snuck a donut. And went back to anyway. So then that's when I was like, hey, not bad. It's me, Chuck, and I'm kind of God, and that was kind of my coming out. And then Robbie Thompson again the next season wrote Don't Call Me Shirley, which was really the coming out, and in more ways than one. And so, yeah, but to answer your original question, that was when I knew season 5. But he said, don't tell the fans. Let them have their own thoughts of what this might mean. And so for that time, that season 6 through 9, I was doing loads of conventions. That's when this kind of kicked up. And people would ask all the time, so what's up with... And I'd have my stock answer was like, well, I don't know. You should have your own thought about it, but I think so. Like, I think he's God, but anyway. And the people were like, no. People were like, no. And even after I came out as God, people were like, I don't buy it. No, not in my book. But yeah, so that's, did I answer your question?
Yes.
I ramble. I tend to ramble. So yeah, so that was what I knew. I sometimes do the journey that you do. Like at in the last episode of season 14, when I was a dickhead and made everything go bad. Yeah, and I'm reading it and I'm going, oh no, what? What, Chuck? You know, I'm having the same reaction you're having. Because it's not like they call me like, hey, so here's the story, there's the plot, here's what happened. They don't tell you who is a guest star. They just send you the script like, hey, you're flying up here on Tuesday or whatever. So then I read the script, I'm like, wait, what? Why? So anyway, okay, thanks.
So in season 15 of Supernatural, when God and the darkness mix, what do you think would happen if they didn't mix?
I mean, I think the darkness would have figured out a way to stop me. I think that was, you know, that's what she was trying to do, to stop me from acting out. So I ate her, and that was not nice. And again, I'm so sorry to Emily and her family, to the darkness and all the darketeers out there. No, but I ate her before that could happen. But I think that's what she would have stopped me, and it would have been a nice ending to the story right there. God has been sent away or something. Maybe she would have eaten me. Who knows? But I ate her first. And again, brothers and sisters, don't eat each other. It's not something I recommend. But yeah, I think darkness would have won, and oddly, it would have gotten better. It's weird to say that. The darkness wins and everything's okay. But yeah. Does that answer your question?
Yep.
Cool. Nice answering.
Hi, Rob. I just want to say I love you.
Oh, thanks.
What was your favorite episode to film and why?
Gosh, man. It's really, I mean, I'd say Don't Call Me Shirley.
Yes.
And one of the reasons is I love Curtis Armstrong. I've always been a fan of his. I grew up watching his movies, and I just thought he was a brilliant comedian and a great actor, and he always seemed like a really good dude. And turns out he is. He is a great guy. So this Robbie Thompson episode, Robbie wrote it, it's like a one-act play. I mean, it's really him and I on that set having these long dialogues that you don't really usually have that on TV. And then the whole experience ended with me playing that song on stage, on set, which was really me playing the song fairly well and them shooting it all in one take. And that was it. And it was this really special moment that they caught on camera. And that was truly like nothing else I've ever done. And the crew was kind of emotional about it. I felt really emotional about it. It was this great moment. And so, yeah, that was one of the best experiences of my acting career for me. So that's my answer. Hi there.
Hi. I was wondering, since a lot of shows are getting rebooted lately, I was wondering if you could reboot any show from your childhood and play the lead part, what would it be and why?
Oh, that's a great question. If I could reboot any show from my childhood and play the lead character, what would it be? The $6 Million Man. I loved that show so much. There was like a red jacket I would put on. It was my $6 Million Man jacket. And my mom said I was like 8. And I'd come through the living room and be going. If you watch the show, it's about this dude who I don't even know, I was a kid. But somehow he got into this bad accident, and so they rebuilt him with a bionic arm. He could hit someone, and he had bionic legs, so he could go really fast, and he had one bionic eye, and he could see really far. And I had the doll, and the doll you could look through the back of the head, and it magnified things. And it had one arm that would go like that. And you could peel back the skin and you could see the robot stuff. It was freaking amazing. And so yeah, I would be the $6 Million Man, and I think it works. I think it works because, who would think that I would be really fast and be able to hit somebody and see really good out of just one eye? Which is complicated. You'd have to have special lenses, glasses or something. Especially as you age, I would think. I can't see a goddamn. I mean, that's perfect. I can see Phoenix, but I can't read the fucking menu. I'm sorry. Yeah, I would Bionic Man all over them. And so, yes, you give me a great idea. I actually think they did reboot Bionic Man at some point, and it didn't go. Maybe it was the Bionic Woman. There was also Bionic Woman. Oh, man. The Bionic franchise. That's what I'd do. How about you?
It's kind of weird, but I know it just ended last year, but Doc McStuffins.
Aw, that's cool. That's not weird at all. That's awesome. It ended last year?
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be a quick reboot, but let's do it.
Yeah.
I'm ready. Thank you so much for the question. Hi.
Hi.
I'm still thinking, my mind is on $6 Million Man. I'm really excited about this.
I don't have a question, I have a request.
Yes, ma'am.
Would you sing some of Fare Thee Well?
Right now?
Yes, please.
Well, I mean, yeah, I can. Sure. Believe it or not, I don't know if I've been asked to do this like this, but here we go. If I was a Bionic Man, this would all happen a lot quicker. But just a mere mortal, it takes me a minute. And then, I had the stroke thing, and so I had a stroke 8 years ago, and I don't remember my lyrics, so that's why I have to have this. So it's not that I don't care, it's just that I don't remember. I just need it, it's like my crutch, this thing, so I can remember. So I can remember. Okay. 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 If I had wings like Noah's dove, I'd fly up the river to the one I love. Fare thee well, honey. Fare thee well. I knew a man, he's long and tall. He moves his body like a cannonball. Fare thee well, honey. Fare thee well. Remember one night, the drizzling rain around my heart felt an aching pain. Fare thee well, honey. Fare thee well. Thank you so much. Thanks, that was a good way to end the panel. That was a good ending. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for listening. Thanks for your questions. Sorry, I had to find out what's going on. Norton just said that they tried to learn the $16 Million Man theme song, but they didn't get it learned in time. But I think that they made the effort makes me feel really good. So next, what song are we gonna play?